Hidden Object Guru here with a quick guide for how to play The Longing. This game is a point-and-click adventure that's also an idle game. Now that's a strange combination, and I've never played anything like it before. And I'm just going to be honest with you, I've fallen in love with the game right away. I adore this thing. You play as this adorable shade who has to wait 400 days for his boss, the Old King, to gather up enough strength to wake up. What's going to happen when he wakes up? I don't know. The game is maddeningly unclear by design. It probably won't be good, but who can say? Here's the Old King in question. Adorbs, right? So you'll notice at the top of the screen, time is going 1 second per real second. And that time continues to count down when the game is turned off. Basically, every time you turn the game back on, it checks what the clock is now, and then it updates the time based on how much time has passed in the real world, weighed against a couple of factors. For example, you're not going to have to actually wait 400 days, so a year, a month, and a couple of weeks to find out what happens. Year, month, oh, yeah, okay. A year, a month, and a week to find out what happens. Luckily, you can speed things up. As you'll notice up here, 2.5 seconds are passing for every 1 second that goes by in the real world. Basically, the Shade tries to make one of his many goals is to make his hut here as comfortable as possible. Oh look, some coal fell from the sky. That happens all the time. And the more comfortable you make your place, adding running water, putting paintings on the wall, and the like, apparently you can make a bed later, which I'm very excited about, time will pass more quickly while he's in his hole. So, this, for example, is a instrument of some kind. Click on Make Music, and you'll notice he's not very good at it. But it's gone from 2.5 seconds per second of real life time to 4.5 seconds every second of real life time. So just doing that has sped it up a huge amount. I mean, you'd have to sit here clicking it over and over again for that to work, which would be crazy. Oh, listen. Oh, he's doing a little better now. Another way to speed up the clock is to start a fire over there. There's 3 kinds of fires you can start. Regular, lapis lazuli, which is blue, and smelly fire using sulfur. And I know that the regular coal-based fire speeds up time for about 2 extra seconds per second. I don't know what the others are because I haven't found enough lapis or sulfur to do it. For fun fact, you find coal, chalk, don't remember what the red one thing is, sulfur, and lapis in order to draw. And you can draw different things based on how many different kinds of stone you want to use at once. I have done the musician, for example. There's also the abyss, the leaf, as you can see. So there's a huge amount of different art projects you can do. See? Took out the white, you got a completely different set. Take out the black, you've just got blue and red. Just red, boom. Obviously, why would you want just a red piece of art? When I first got the coal, I did self-portrait in black, and as you can see, it is literally just a terrifying abyss. Also, his soul is the crown of the king, which might be meaningful in some way. Alright, so now I'm just going to run you quickly through how the game works. So I'll just speed up me walking to the main entranceway. Oh, this here is actually quite interesting. What you've got here is, check it out, different places you've been. And if you click on a place you've been and you press down, you now create a checkpoint, and you can have him walk back there whenever you like. I'm just going to make him walk to a random place because I didn't bookmark the main entrance hall, but you know, you don't have to. It's the main entrance hall. So he'll walk through there as he goes. So on your way out of the king's lair, you're going to come across this door. When you try to open it, you have to wait for something like 2 minutes for it to open. That's to prep you for something that happens later, a door that takes 2 hours to open. Because again, this game's whole vibe is just letting the shade grow bored and frustrated. Although honestly, he hides it well. He does get frustrated from time to time. When he reaches a dead end, he will rack up disappointments, and there's a trophy for that. So, this is the main room, as you can see. It's adorbs. And those pink crystals on the wall, you can take off and collect once you get yourself a matic. I don't have one of those yet. I think I know where it is, but I can't be sure, honestly. So, what you do from here is you go up and you find yourself a map room. Now I'm going to show you the path to the map room at double speed because this guy takes forever to walk anywhere. And based on a map room, you can get yourself a screenshot. Is this? Ah, there it is. Yay! You can take a screenshot of the map room and it'll help you navigate the world. I've also made a map of the world that is very crude, but it does have where all of the doors lead for every place you can go in the first 10 days of the game. So I'm going to put a link to that under this video because it'll help you out a little. Alright, so this is the path to the map room. So here we are in the map room, and continuing this game's theme of making you wait for things, you can study the wall, right? So once you've clicked on investigate, he starts studying the wall. And then, so slowly you might not notice it at first, the camera starts pulling backwards. So instead of showing you just a map, the camera just unzooms for 15 minutes straight until you can see the entire world map. It's honestly kind of an impressive effect. This down here is the Halls of Eternity. That's some sort of a crystal cave. That's the map room you're in. Right? That down there is the abandoned mine. That's where I think the matic is, but again, I haven't found it yet. See, now it's actually starting to speed up a little, but it takes a long time to see all of this. So seriously, if you want to do this the old-fashioned way and not use my map, go and like do some, you know, deal with your email in another window while this is happening. Damn. I'm starting to understand these carvings, and as you can see, it goes further and further and further, and eventually you see all of the rooms. Now, you might think, oh, I can use this as a simple map. It's not that easy, because there's a bunch of rooms that aren't on the map, and B, the rooms don't always link up in 100% logical ways. Like, just because something is directly to the left of something else in the map doesn't mean the leftmost door is going to take you there, as a for instance. So, for example, directly below us, you can see a room with 5 doors. Now, the 2 doors that are, let's go A to E from the left to right. So doors B and D actually lead you into like a mini library reading room that's mirrored on either side, and they can walk to each other, but none of that is on this map. Probably did not say that as eloquently as I could. I apologize. So yeah, it's just a gigantic, amazing world, and then you step away from the wall, and it's super cute. It's one of the many places I have not fully explored yet, and it starts zooming in again. It's very neat. If you go up here, 2 screens up of here, I was going to say north, but it's up, is the 2-hour door. So now I can introduce you to the central mechanic of the game, which is finding places where a thing needs to happen, thereby triggering that thing happening after X amount of time. So basically, the game wants you to fully explore the caves, and while you're going to find a very specific series of dead ends, right? And that dead end will say, oh, well, X will happen after X amount of time. I'm going to show you one of these now so you can understand what I'm talking about. And then, of course, let's just see. I'm looking for a cliff. Cliff. Ah, there we go. Boop. It's actually pretty close to here. And once you've found it, as far as I can tell, it will trigger, hey little buddy, the countdown to that item becoming viable. So for example, upstairs on the way to past the 2-hour door, I found a place where you can climb cobwebs on the wall because the shade waves almost nothing. Oh god, he's so adorbs. Like a little depressed Mr. Burns. Oh, I thought that was going to be coal and I should go grab it, but it wasn't coal. Oh, that's weird. He should have walked out through the door. It's not a glitch. That's a glitch, right? Like, there's not 2 entrances here and I've been screwing... my map is all screwed up? No, it's just a glitch. A little worried there. Where were we? Yes, cliff. So I found a place where you can climb cobwebs. And then I found the spider who did it. And so I wanted to get up to a high cliff to the left of the spider, but he was busy building a web on the right. So you walk a long way around. Actually, this is a perfect example. I'm kind of embarrassed I didn't remember this was here. You walk the long way around, you disturb the spider, he climbs up to the other side, and after 3 days, he will make a strong enough... He will make a strong enough webbing that you can climb up to the left. So for example, you've got a stalactite here, right? Let's just make a little bookmark of this place so I can remember it later. No, I need that. I don't need that. That's home. This button is also home. The soul button up there, that's also home. So you press jump, and watch out. The jump is far too exciting for my taste. I better wait for the stalactite to come down. I feel like it happened any moment now. That's because I was here 5 in-game days ago, and he said it should drop in about a week. So once this hits 389, boom, that'll fall down and I can get up there. And as you can see up there at the top is some wood. You need scrap wood and moss in order to build a bed. And I've also, just for fun, I'll just show you that this place here, that's the moss caves where you harvest moss, which, as with everything else in the game, regrows after X amount of time. I found some glowing mushrooms. Part of the game, one of the quests the game gives you, the Shade has a little diary where he talks about his goals, is to grow some mushrooms in the cave. But unfortunately, the only way I have to get to the mushroom area is via cobweb at the moment. And the mushrooms, and he is so light he can climb cobwebs, but he's also so light that if you pick up a mushroom, suddenly you're too heavy for cobwebs. I love this little guy. Still haven't named him though. I should really get around to doing that. You know, I've already shown you how this works, yet I'm still locked into my head that the, cave will be, the cliff will be interesting. I got some strange priorities sometimes. Anyway, the point is, the entire model of this game, right, is take this adorable shade monster, explore the cave, and then find the parameters of the cave world. Each different exit, right? Each different dead end will say, here is the time limit for when you can check back. And you can either just put the game on pause and come back in a week, or you can take steps to decorate his place by tracking down the chalk, the whatever the red one was, the sulfur, the lapis, and the coal, and start decorating. You have to push a rock out of the way to make the water drip that makes his place a little more pleasant. You have to find more books for him to read. You have to pick up coal to start a fire, which, as I think I mentioned, makes time pass even more quickly, right? So if regular time goes at 2.5 seconds, then using a fire, suddenly it's going at 5.5 seconds. And play an instrument at the same time while the fire is going on in your room, suddenly it's going at 7.5 seconds every second. So if you did that for 1 hour, well, 7.5 hours will have passed. I don't expect you to play that instrument for a full hour. I'm just showing you the options for how you can play this game. Because sadly, you do have to, while you can leave him reading in a room where a fire is playing quite neatly, you do have to constantly restart the instrument if you want him to play. So far down from this, oh hey, some coal. Thank you. No! And I missed it. Oh, that's embarrassing. See, here's the cave. There's that mattock in the wall, but I don't think that's the mattock you can pick up. I think the mattock that you can pick up is above this, because I saw it from another room. So you click on jump, and what does it say? Is moss growing down there? I better wait until there is more. My fall, I guess it'll take at least a week. So when I first came here, he told me it would take 2 weeks. Now he's telling me it'll just take a week. Ergo, the process works. I have to assume there will be more of these as we go. More to build, more dead ends to wait out. The longest one I've seen so far is a drip to fill up a pool so I can swim across to a place. Or float across to a place. Again, the man weighs nothing. And that's going to take a whole month. So I'm going to keep posting about this game as we go. As I gradually uncover the secrets of the world. For example, if you go to the Halls of Eternity, time stops counting down. And there's a seemingly endless pathway to the right. Is it actually endless? I may be interested to find out myself. But it should be a ton of fun. Alright, but for now, I've been the Hidden Object Guru. Thanks for coming on this journey with me. If you had a good time and you'd like to see more, there's buttons for that coming up. Questions, suggestions, related whatnots, go in the comments section below the video, and I will see you back here for more The Longing as I make my way through this awesome game. But until then, I'm going to say that's right. Au revoir.